We just heard Man or Astroman with their cover of the Mystery Science Theater 3000 theme, and that's off 1995's Live Transmissions from Your Anus album. And if you were paying attention on that track, they mentioned Joel, and Joel Hodgson was the creator of the show MST3K, and he was also the original host. And that's when I got into the show, Mike. I was watching the program, and Joel was the host. And one day, I turn on the television, and there was Mike Nelson. And I said, "Who is this guy? You know, who all of a sudden, you know?" And I was just curious. Did you get any feedback from viewers about the change?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
oh, absolutely. I mean, at that point, it was such a. I mean, the term cult show truly applied in a way that, you know, the fans really felt like they had discovered something. And in fact, they had. I mean, it was a very odd show to be on TV, and I think it still is one of the oddest shows. It just doesn't make much sense in terms of, you know, no one would ever run focus groups and come up with our show. So, so I think there was this sort of fondness for, wow, how did this thing get on the air? And people felt really attached to it in ways I think that they don't with a lot of other shows. So yeah, naturally, when you change the host of it, there was a lot of concern about it, and I took a lot of the letters for that. But you know, I didn't mind that much because I was working I had already been on the show as a writer, and I had been an actor already on it. So it kind of was too busy to really take it to heart or anything. And early on, I really thought that you know, if you believe the good stuff, you got to believe the bad stuff. So I just chose to, you know, to kind of not focus on critics or letters or anything like that.
Well, I remember going back and seeing reruns of Joel episodes, and then I would see you as a character, and then I would say, oh, yeah, that's the guy. Okay, he's been with the show for years. Yeah. So it's a little easier to digest. I thought they just grabbed some guy, you know, like people came in for auditions or something.
No, and it happened sort of in reverse, too, to Joel when I was on for a few years, and they would show reruns of Joel, and then we'd get a lot of letters like, "Who is that guy?" You know.
Yeah. Well, you finally did one show together.
Yes.
Yeah, which you know, kind of that must have settled everybody down. You know.
Yeah. Well, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, there were these weird stories that we would hear through like the fan club, or someone would publish a transcript of how I had kicked Joel out of the office and fired him and all. You know,
right.
Someone would claim I was in there taking a tour when suddenly I heard Mike screaming, and I began to take notes. And we would read these things with just great amusement, but at the same time, it's like, man, the internet can bite you back too.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm sure a lot of people just went, "Oh, I believe that," you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think, you know, Joel left to develop other shows. Wasn't that the reason behind his leaving? Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And he didn't want to be attached to one thing and be known for it. I think he was a little frightened of the Shatner effect as well.
Anything cooking, book-wise?
I have some ideas. I'm working on a few other projects before I get to them. But, yeah, they will be wacky novels. And in the meantime, I'm sort of working on some scripts and working on an animated script, and I've also got some other DVD projects in the works. Again, I'd like to be more explicit, but giant entertainment conglomerates would kill me.
I gotcha. Well, are you still going to contribute to magazines? I know you've written some articles for TV Guide.
Yeah, well, TV Guide has sort of exploded on me, and unfortunately I'm not writing for them anymore. But, you know, I write here and there for journals and things, but I hope so, yeah. Yeah,
you know, you had a website that was pretty interesting a few years back called Timmy Big Hands.
Yeah, Timmy Big Hands was a fun little side project with the guys from Mystery Science. But, you know, we tried it on the side while we were writing. Well, I was writing books, and those guys were working on other projects, and it just became too difficult to, you know, there's not, especially at that time, wasn't a lot of money to be made in it, but it was fun and successful for us, and, you know, if timing had been slightly different, we might still be doing it.
Yeah. You know, I think that's it. I pretty much covered everything, Mike.
Okay.
I hope it didn't take too much of your...
Not at all. I enjoyed it.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for the books and for the show, for Mystery Science Theater 3000, because after a night of carousing and getting repeatedly rejected by women,
Yeah.
I would come home and in a drunken stupor turn on the show and say, yes, this man and these puppets are my friends.
Yeah, that's pretty much how we made the show as well. So I'm glad.
Excellent. And I also want to say, you might have heard some laughter in the background. My friend Deanna is stopping by, and she's also a big Misty. And
Hey, Deanna.
How you doing?
Good.
Thanks for doing the interview.
Oh, my pleasure.
And she loves you.
Oh, I love her
Gorgeous.
too.
All right, Mike, thanks a lot.
You bet.